Good afternoon, and welcome to another segment of Your Turn with Cliff Woodards, without Cliff Woodards. We're back filling in the angels. I am Dr. Michelle Lino, and the center, Tamira Hurd.
Tamara, hey.
Katrina Frazier. I feel like this is really loud.
Well, at least you can hear us. Sometimes we don't know if we could hear or
Yeah.
not. We try to do mic checks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully everybody's enjoying this beautiful sunny day.
Thank
It's like
goodness.
40
Thank
degrees
goodness.
out.
That's amazing.
Very nice.
I'm loving it.
Yeah,
Yes.
I
Almost
came
didn't.
out and I was
Heat
like,
wave.
Yeah.
I came out and I was like, wow, I don't need my hat on.
Yeah.
I still have it as a safety net though.
And wear a coat. You still
Yeah,
need to wear a
I have
coat.
on a little jacket though. You see that little jacket I
Yeah.
have over there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
Did
still
you wear a coat, Tamara?
I did.
Okay.
I actually ran out of the car without it,
Okay.
so that shows
Okay.
it's extra
Actually
warmer.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So about last night,
Oh.
we had a ball.
Yeah, we had a great time. North American International Auto Show.
Yes,
Charity
yes,
preview.
yes.
Yeah. It
Did
was-
you guys see any cars you maybe interested in?
Well,
I am an Audi fan, of course. Well,
Yeah, yeah.
but I guess I didn't see anything I couldn't live without.
yeah. The one
that-
Audi that we were looking at with the showed the engine. I forget the name of it. The little spider looking one.
Okay.
And the engine was
Yeah.
out. I think that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
I mean, not as an everyday car, but
But it's a cool
that's a
looking
cool
car.
looking car.
Yeah, some cars you look at and you're like, okay, this would be for like a second car
Yeah.
or
A summer
maybe
car.
a summer car.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and then
Well, if I could afford two cars.
yeah, right.
I didn't see anything. The cars I was looking for, I didn't see them unless
Yeah.
I don't know, like maybe my feet got too tired.
I think they maybe
gave
got
up.
replaced by the Alfa Romero though, because we didn't see them at all.
Yeah, guys out there, if anybody saw a Jag, let us
Yeah.
know because we were looking for Jaguar and we didn't see anything.
Or Tesla.
Or Tesla.
Yeah,
we didn't
we
see,
didn't see
so,
either.
Yeah, if you have some insights out there
On if it
and
was
you
there or
want-
not. Yeah, give
so,
us a call.
Yeah,
Let us know.
yeah. But I thought it was. But overall, I mean, I just
It was-
thought it was a great night.
It was. It was a lot of beautiful dresses and women in there, and
Mm-hmm.
men. Everybody was dressed like
To the
to,
nines.
to yeah to the nines yesterday. They were like
much,
yeah.
yeah.
Look
Well,
good.
shout out to what was it? Cars.com.
Cars.com.
Oh,
Oh,
my
yes.
God, the slippers
Oh,
were
lifesavers.
on point. The
Godsends.
best.
Yeah, and Tiff gave hers away. Some
Yeah.
lady, her husband, asked for the pair of slippers, so
Yeah, she
he
said
knew
her feet were dying.
her feet were
so-
dying.
Yeah.
And Cars.com came through.
Mhm.
Yeah, for a lot of women there.
Yeah.
And men. It was
Yeah.
men there too with slippers.
I was watching Channel 7 this morning. They had the auto show. They replayed it from last night.
Okay.
Their special, I guess.
Uh-huh.
And they had the women walking around. A lot of them had their slippers on.
Oh, yeah.
A lot
Oh,
of them
yeah.
had their slippers
Yeah.
on, so.
Yeah. They
And even through our whole video, we were dancing.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that could be a commercial
That could
for
be a
them.
commercial
It's
for
like
them.
we came alive once we took those shoes
Yeah.
off.
Yes. Once,
Yeah.
I think we may end up showing up on TV. You never know.
we never know. Somebody
No.
will call us
Somebody
and let us
reported us
know.
for a very long time.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure who he was representing, but we didn't care at the time.
No,
We were like,
no. It was
we're
it was
on
a fun
somebody's
event.
YouTube video.
All right, so if anybody heard or saw Tesla or Jaguar at the auto show, you can give us a call at 313-868-4336, 313-868-0351, or 313-868-0342, and let us know if you saw those cars.
Meanwhile,
Meanwhile,
I know what we're going to talk about.
The juicy
the
stuff.
juicy stuff, right?
This whole shutdown government thing. It's
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
like little immature little kids.
Yeah,
And
they
it's
like kindergartners fighting,
put
and
your
they need their mothers
differences
to...
together, put them aside,
Yeah.
and come together. And you guys are holding the country hostage.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's kind of childish, though.
Over petty arguments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But aren't these the very reasons that people were saying, including women,
Yeah.
that we were saying a woman can't be president
Yep,
because we're
so petty and argumentative, and now they're proving our
But
point.
what are they doing?
Exactly.
I think it's a whatchamajig holding contest, or pissing contest, or whatever they call it.
Yeah. And then Trump, obviously, he's upset because he couldn't get to go to his party
Oh.
in Mar-a-Lago, so
Oh
he's
my
whining
gosh.
about that.
He is
He
such a
had
spoiled
he had
brat.
the plane ready to fly out yesterday, but he stayed put.
He stayed put, huh?
But I'm surprised. 'Cause I thought he was leaving.
He usually go against the grain to do what he want to do. So
course.
Much.
yeah.
So,
Well, it's
So,
probably he
yeah.
probably tweeted about it.
Yeah, we know it's some tweets
That's
out
what I'm
there.
guessing.
Yeah, we know
he's
it's some
blaming the Democrats, obviously.
Of course.
So.
Yeah.
It's the Democrats' fault.
Yeah, I feel like we're just witnessing all of these temper tantrums
Mm-hmm.
in action. I think about, a 7-year-old, my 7-year-old nephew. It's okay for him to have a
Yeah,
fit when he
but-
can't get his way.
Yeah.
But we're witnessing this.
As our president,
People
though.
that are, how old is our president?
I
How old
think
is
he may be like
71?
71.
Yeah,
Yeah,
71.
he's like 71. He should not be having a temper tantrum. It's not.
I think he thinks he's still in The Apprentice.
I think-
You're fired.
I don't think that
Exactly.
is I think is affecting the other countries who look at us and get to say like their president is having a temper tantrum, because we're not the only ones embarrassed. Other countries are watching and witnessing our leader having temper tantrums, and that's not a
And
good
I was
look.
reading something on the BBC yesterday said that the Chinese economy has surpassed the U.S. now.
Oh wow.
I was shocked
I
to
would be
hear that. But
I wouldn't be shocked to hear it at this point with Trump in office, honestly.
And we're supposed to be the backbone.
Yeah,
How do we maintain that status?
we have to get rid of Trump.
I think too with all this distraction, I think it's easy for us to easily be preyed upon and something
That's-
to
yep,
happen
yep.
on our soil.
They think that we're weak because he's weak.
Yeah, and it's just so happens it's all this terrorist attacks and
Yeah.
everything. It's just easy
Yeah.
for people to come in and do something even more because it's like a circus.
It
in the
is.
White House.
It is a
In
circus.
Congress, it's a
Yep.
circus.
Yeah.
There's so many distractions. I wonder how many households are divided over Trump.
Oh,
I had a
that is an
conversation
interesting question.
last night with somebody, and a very great guy. Yes,
Oh.
who I'm talking about.
Okay.
The person who invited us to the event, and because
I invited
I
you
was
guys.
there early.
Samira invited us.
Samira invited us. Well, Samira's not a guy, of course. But yesterday I had a conversation about, representing one party. Are you Republican?
Or
Are you
Democrat.
Democrat? And sometimes what happens if somebody in your household represents
The opposite
one?
party.
Like, what do you do? What happens at the dinner table? Or
Well, you have a temper
what-
tantrum and you shut the table down, just like Congress is showing us to do.
Yeah.
That's what they're showing us, that you can't have agreements or disagreements, or we'll shut it all down,
Yeah.
which is sad.
Or
Which you should
sometimes
be able to put them
you
aside.
can't be married to, one frame of mind or one party. Maybe you're a Democrat today. Maybe you're Republican.
Tomorrow. I've heard people say that. I've heard
Tomorrow.
people say that they change according to the person that's
The person
representing
who's
them
running.
best.
Yeah.
Because sometimes your belief system might align with Republican, this time. And so,
But it probably, I wonder if it brings about a lot of arguments when that happens in
Maybe.
a household,
Maybe.
especially if you're somebody that represents and stands for the current president.
or what if you're like hardcore Republican, or Democrat, and no matter if they align or not, you still stick with it, and so that could probably cause more of a strife in
I
a
wonder how many
household.
people have gotten divorced because of
Oh yeah,
Wouldn't that be
something?
this whole
I think
Trumpism.
divorce is happening because of the political disagreements within your household.
Well, didn't they have like when Thanksgiving had they came around there on the news talking about like what conversations to have to keep
Yeah.
the peace around the dinner table
Yeah,
and
yeah, to keep the peace.
don't talk about politics
Yeah.
and because people get
Or
heated about
marriage
it.
these days. You can't even talk about marriage because there's so much, going on with a lot of different rules with marriage, gay marriage, all that type of stuff. And so that's another hot button
But
topic
shouldn't
not
we
to
be able
approach.
to talk about those things? We're so intolerant. So
Yeah.
the reason we can't talk about these things is because once I disagree with Tamara, I mean, there's an argument. It's like
Yeah.
this is the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Because we're so intolerant. If somebody, God forbid, if somebody says that they like Trump, they are being attacked
Yeah.
on social media.
Yeah,
They're
TV,
being attacked in real
news.
life. They're
Yeah.
just being attacked all over the place but is that okay?
I don't think
for
it's
us to
okay.
be so intolerant, because what about when you're on the side of the not so majority
Yeah.
and you have a difference of opinion? So we don't talk about these things because we can't handle different opinions.
Yeah.
And that's pretty
I
bad.
think we should be able to talk like adults and be mature.
Right.
And if people have different points of views, accept them. People have their own
Right.
thoughts. So
Yeah.
I think
I
you should be able
agree.
to talk to him
Yeah.
I
about
think
it
you should be
without,
able to.
getting divorced or fighting or
Yeah.
anything like that.
I think you should be able to talk about them, at least understand my perspective. And if you understand my perspective, I'm not saying you have to agree with it, but at least understand it. And then we could put it aside. We don't have to argue about it every day because we know we disagree. But I should be able to come to you and talk about it.
But I do question people who support Trump.
Yeah,
I would.
I do
Like,
question
if my
those people.
significant other was a Trump
Yeah.
supporter, I would be like, this is
He would
real
have to. Now that is
strange.
something we would talk about every day
So
because I would
kinda-
want to understand why. Then,
It's a catch-22. I
yeah,
think.
If you are a Trump supporter, call in and let us know
why?
Yeah. How
Yeah,
do you feel about all this going on? And do you think this is good for the country?
yeah.
Or
What about, was anybody upset if anybody said anything about President Barack Obama? Did it bother you? Because there were people that were
Yeah.
not for him.
A lot of
and
people.
they had many negative things to say about him, but were you intolerant of that? Did you find yourself getting offended?
I think when it wasn't like when it wasn't fact based. I felt myself like not taking their opinion seriously, like because it was more emotional and personal opinion wise, and I was like, well, it's not a fact. It's not anything to his record has shown. So it didn't have any validity to me. So
I don't understand is that if some of these things, if Barack Obama was doing some of the things
that Trump is doing, oh God,
doing, or has even been accused of,
Yeah.
or the porn star, they would have hung him.
and within a year,
Absolutely.
I mean,
have you guys like he's been the president for the year, right? So have you taken a toll or tally of just the comments, the accusations, all the things that he's done, like within a 365-day time span? It's over 100, including Twitter. It's ridiculous, and Barack
It's
would
so
have
hard
never
to
got
keep
away
up.
with that.
No.
Never.
I
Yeah.
actually don't think anyone else would get
Anyone,
away with
yeah.
that.
like,
Yeah.
Is it like some type of secret society, like some type
It
of?
makes you wonder.
We're going to talk about the secret society?
Something happening that we don't see that, because I know
I don't
a lot of
know.
these
Shall we?
at least Paul Ryan, all these guys
Yeah.
have their own political
Yeah.
agendas once Trump is out of office.
Yeah.
But they don't look good. I would not support these people because I think you would do better to stand up against Trump.
Yeah.
Against
Against
and
him.
his-
I think maybe in the later of his presidency, maybe toward the last year, a lot of people will start standing up against him and then start, distancing themselves from Trump to strike out and make their own political stance. Because it doesn't look good to do so right now. But in a year before he's ended, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's better to do it now. It's like
But he's only
Yeah,
a year
why
in,
wait?
so you wait because you don't want to upset all the people who do support him because those are your potential supporters as well. But then in the end, you go against the grain and say, "Hey, he ruined us for the past 3 years. Let's all get rid of him." And it'll be easier for everybody
Don't
to
wanna
say,
be
"Okay."
too aggressive.
You don't want to be too aggressive.
That brings
Yeah.
up another hot button
Ah,
topic. Would you vote for Oprah? That
Okay.
everybody's talking about that after
Yeah.
she did her
the speech.
on
Loved her
was it
speech.
what was it the Emmys?
Golden
The
Globes.
Golden,
Golden
Globes.
Globes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so everybody's
Yeah.
everybody's team Oprah. Although Oprah is not saying that she's running for president.
No, she hasn't said that.
She hasn't said
She hasn't
that.
said it officially.
And her best friend Gail has not said it
Yes.
either.
Right.
But everybody's like they would vote for Oprah.
Stefan
Well,
said it's
And
up
why
to the
would you?
people.
If you would vote for Oprah, why
That's what
would
he
you?
said.
Why would you vote for Oprah? Because
Well-
you know her because she's
She's
a
been around.
billionaire
She's a
and
staple.
You love her. But what else do you know about her?
Well,
What do you know about Oprah that makes you say I would vote for her? Because people are saying this, and I don't think there's a lot of thought. I think it's just like this is Oprah. Of course, Oprah could run the world.
well, if Trump
Or
could run the world,
run
I think
the-
that's why
At
people are
this point,
saying it.
anybody
Well,
Like,
he's
would do
not.
well, he's not running the world. He's running it into
He's
the
running his
ground.
mouth.
Well, yeah, but well, if you would vote for Oprah, give us a call 313-868-4336, 313-868-0351 and 868-0342, and let us know if you would vote for Oprah or anyone else. Actually,
I would vote
I
for
would
Howdy
vote for-
Doody at this point because Trump is just
he is. Yeah, he's a mess.
insane.
He's a mess.
He has everybody in that mindset of lesser of two evils. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like anybody but you.
Anybody but you. That's why I don't think he'll get reelected for a second term either. Like everyone is just biding their time till he's out of office. period.
He didn't think he was going to win. He was shocked. He won.
I'm
think he would
sure.
still be
I didn't
in
think
right
he would still
now.
be in right now a year
And
later, honestly.
They had to
what do
pretty
we
much
know?
manipulate Melania Trump to,
Yeah.
move to
Yeah.
DC and all that. And
But doesn't she stay back in New York?
she's around more. I think
Okay.
the first few months we never really saw her.
Yeah, no, she was living her own life.
Yeah, I think their son is going to school in DC now too.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So they pulled
Yeah,
it together a
so-
little bit within that year. I mean, they're a dysfunctional family, just like the most of America.
Well,
so.
like most families.
Yeah.
This is the first shutdown in 40 years.
Oh yeah, this
And
is the first
on the eve on the day of his
inauguration.
Yes,
Yep.
anniversary.
Yep.
That's
mhm.
like so.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's insane. It's like you can't make this up.
No, you can't make this
No,
stuff up.
no.
It's
This
like
is
a
like good skit
bad- This is
information.
definitely-
Yeah.
It's like a sitcom.
That
I
you're
know,
watching
well,
unfold.
Tyler Perry is probably writing about it.
You know Tyler Perry
as
writing
we
a spoof
speak.
right now.
Yeah, like
The presidency.
This is the real deal. This is happening for real in our world.
Yeah, that's sad though.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I don't know. I think right now, if I said I would vote for Oprah, it would be based on the fact that she appears to be, is what I'll say, a great businesswoman.
Yeah.
We also have to remember that when you are in a position such as Oprah, there are a lot of people around you making sure that everything flows. So
Oh,
we
yeah.
see the face, we see the talent, but there are a lot of people. There's
It's a lot of behind the
backbone
scenes
here.
people.
Yeah,
I think it's a lot of
so-
behind the scenes people with Trump, and I mean,
Well,
as
yeah,
as
but-
as odd as it may seem, he does have a lot of behind the scenes people keeping him together from more spasms or tantrums, because I'm sure he could do worse.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know if I would vote for Oprah though, because a savvy businesswoman doesn't make her a great leader, as we can see with Trump. Because and so
I think she's a little less impulsive, though.
I would vote for her over Trump now, if
Maybe.
that's the question. I would vote for like Snuggles over Trump. So.
Snuggles for president.
Snuggles for
The first
So-
woman got a girl in office. Like,
Yeah, we still get the woman, so hey, it's win-win.
I would vote for her. I mean, Ronald Reagan and
Oh.
these people could be.
Yeah,
and
president.
People love Ronald Reagan. He was an actor, and I mean, I
Yeah,
think she has some.
yeah.
I think she definitely has some political savvy, especially being so close to the Obamas.
Yeah, I'm sure she has political
They could definitely
savvy.
be advisors to her.
Oh, that would be a great cabinet. Now, if they were to be her advisors, it would give her a
Certainly.
better push in the right direction for more voters to say, I would
Yeah.
vote
or
for her.
I would say they're advisors
Yeah.
because they have
Yeah.
advisors.
Well, they're
Yeah.
advisors.
Yeah, so
And
I would
then-
say they're
yeah.
advisors.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the president doesn't run the people in his circle, his
Yeah.
cabinet. They actually help him run the country.
Yeah.
Right.
So
yeah.
whatever he doesn't know, he's going to have people to advise him.
Of course.
So I think
Yeah.
she can. I think she can definitely do it.
There are real life
Certainly.
Olivia Popes.
Yeah, they are.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
that's
And her
real.
humanitarian. Her
Oh, yeah, she's a great
humanitarian,
philanthropist. Yeah.
and,
Philanthropist. Yeah.
And just I met Oprah.
Yeah.
How was
I'm
it?
How was it?
I drove to Chicago with my sister
Okay.
and her two friends,
Uh-huh.
and we
You gotta get closer to the mic.
when we got to the show, and when we got into the studio, which was very small. Obviously, the studio's
Yeah.
always smaller than what they
Yeah.
actually look like.
Mm-hmm.
So when we were walking, getting in line, went through security and everything.
Yeah.
And one of the producers grabbed me, and she was like, "We want you to put you up front." They put me like on the first row. I was
Wow.
like, "Wow."
Okay.
But my sisters were up. They were up front, up in the back. But it was a lot of fun. And she came out this hallway, this
Okay,
door.
the door,
She
yeah.
walked. She walked down
Through the aisle.
Yeah, and I shook her hand.
Okay.
I didn't wash my hand all day.
Hey, you're a neat freak, a germaphobe, so that probably took a lot.
So, yeah, it was a pretty cool experience. I think the
Yeah.
show was Reverend Ron and his family was on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
who
have a
was
recording
Reverend,
of it? Did you like keep a recording?
You could
or-
probably pull it up in her
No, I'm
archives,
sure,
though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm
But some
gonna
people,
pull it up
like,
in her
make
archives.
Sure, like they never lose anything like
Yeah.
that.
It was a lot of fun though. So
That's kind of cool.
yeah, they grabbed me
Okay.
and put me up front. I was like, me?
Okay. Star quality. Star quality.
It's
It's
like,
always cool to meet
It is.
people
Yeah.
like that.
Yes, I actually touched Oprah's hand.
So you're just
Which
like
hand was it?
Oprah.
Right hand or left hand?
Rubbing off.
Rubbing off on you.
Yeah, definitely.
You touched Oprah's hand and then became a superstar.
There we go.
Trying.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun. It was a lot
Okay.
of fun. So yeah, but
Yeah, that's cool to meet people like that. You meet people like Oprah,
her speech was
Beyonce,
awesome.
people who are
Yeah, her speech was it was moving.
It really was.
Yeah.
But there are always going to be when you have people that are talkers and this is what they do
Yeah,
for a
she does
living.
that for a living, so
They
yeah.
they're going to be awesome in that.
It's amazing to see where
Convince
she
you of
came
anything.
from, like her, Mississippi,
story.
and yeah, her
Yeah.
story. It's just how she is. Just she
Started
truly
from
is.
the bottom, now we're here.
Yeah, she actually did
amazing.
though. Some people say they started from the bottom, but really they didn't.
Yeah, you see where they
Yeah,
live. And it's
you
like,
see,
well, that was
it's
not the bottom.
I've been to the
Come
bottom,
on
and that's
now.
not it. That's not it. But it's okay. It's okay. We all have to start somewhere.
You started from the middle.
You started from the middle, and now you're here.
Yeah. Still can be proud of you.
Yeah.
So
Well, what's what's going on with the guy getting what's his name again?
Nasser.
Nasser,
Nasser?
Larry,
Yeah.
Larry Nasser.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
I didn't know he was there for 20 years,
Yeah.
2 decades.
And we're talking about the Olympic doctor now.
Yeah.
So was Simone Biles, was she the first person to say so, or did she say something later on?
She just came
she
out.
just
like,
came out.
This,
Yeah.
week, this past week.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think she came out too
Good
because
for
they
her.
have a premiere of her movie coming out now. So I think that aligned with on I think it's Lifetime or something like that. That they have the Simone Biles story coming out. So I think she broke her silence with the alignment of her show coming out. So
I think one of the things that we
Yeah.
really need to just cease, just stop right now is when it comes to sexual assault, it's a very personal matter. And what happens is when a victim does come forth and let us know what's going on, you have people saying, "Well, why didn't she say anything a long time ago?" It's a
Yeah.
very, very personal
Yeah.
matter, and very hurtful, and it could be harmful to a
Yeah.
person's career to say anything
Yeah.
at the wrong time. So people are silenced. They're thinking about, do I want to, how do I eat? I need to feed
Yeah.
my family. I'm in the spotlight.
Yeah.
This, the same circle I'm relying on to pay my bills and keep me in the spotlight. That's the same circle that might go against me
Right.
if I try to bring this one powerful person down.
Right.
So there's a time and place for everything. We can't we have to stop that mentality of attacking the victim because they said something
Yeah.
years later. It's not easy.
Yeah, and particularly with these young girls, you
Yeah,
know, they were
okay,
young.
well.
They didn't know. They never had any experiences like that. So
Exactly.
they probably were confused.
Yeah.
Didn't know what to do. They thought, well,
And
if
if
this
it'll-
man, he's
yep.
in this position, this
telling me
is-
don't
yeah.
tell, and then
And
this
to
is
trust him
the,
and
I was
all
just about to
this,
say the
yeah.
trust factor plays into the talk factor. Like
Right.
I don't know if I should talk because this person I trust told me it's okay not to
Right.
for years.
Yeah.
So
And then safety. Not even just losing your spotlight and
Yeah.
hurrah, but safety. People really do fear for their life sometimes.
Yeah.
So
Looks like we have a call.
looks like we have a call.
Yes. Let's see who it is. Hello, you're on air with Cliff Woodards. We're in for with the Angels.
Hello.
We are the Angels.
Hi.
Okay, I don't know if you can hear me. I can't hear you guys, but I hope you can hear me.
we can
Yes,
hear
we
you.
Can hear you. You can't hear
Okay,
us?
great. Speaking of saying stuff at the wrong time, the illustrious president number 45, I was just reading online, said that women should not have give birth in the 9th month.
What?
You heard me right.
Oh,
Women should not give birth in the 9th month.
What month
What-
do they
what
Try
go
to
birth?
figure that one out. I can't.
well, I don't understand. What was the other option? Like,
Well, it
Should
was
we be
in
genetically
reference to the women that are
modifying
marching
something?
in Washington today, you know, they're having that anniversary where all the women marched last year around this time with the pussycat hats and all that stuff.
oh yeah.
So he gets on and he says, women, you know, they're talking about abortion and things, I guess, and all that other stuff, but this nutcase said that women should not have babies in the 9th month.
I don't even understand that concept.
This man just cannot. Every day he outdoes.
That's what I said to
himself.
someone.
It's just,
What was your name, caller?
She can't hear us. She said she can't hear us, but we can hear her. So we can't. We want to engage with you because you just made an excellent point.
Is there any way we can
But
get a?
how do we
Maybe she can call back.
bear with us? We're learning to work the phone again.
I can't really hear you.
If you could tell us
Can
your
you
name.
hear us a little bit? If we
Just a tad. With a
What's
lot
your
of
name?
Yeah, but I'm looking at you on TV, and I'm looking at the expressions on your face, and I can see you were appalled like I am.
Oh yeah, we're
Hearing
appalled.
this crazy stuff of this man who supposedly just passed a cognitive test of 10 minutes that a preschooler could have probably passed,
Yeah,
okay, to show that he is not completely winged out, okay? I mean, he can identify a camel from an elephant from a pig or some stuff like that. I don't know.
We don't know if he
We
can
don't know
actually
if he
do
can
it.
for real though. That might not. That's that. We don't know.
Yeah, it's just, I'm just saying, you know, I know you guys were talking about the incident with the man, with the doctor abusing the young athletes and
Yeah.
people going into the, you know, going to MSU or whatever, Olympics and all that. And I'm just looking, you know, where is this country going? You know, not only in particular to women, but in general. I mean, we're accepting crazy stuff here now.
Yeah.
I mean, just to sit up and for this man calling himself a president to say something that crazy about a woman should not be able to give birth in the 9th month.
I don't
What
even.
the heck is that
How would you
supposed to
stop
I
her?
don't get it.
I don't get it. Like, how would you
A-
stop
a
her?
C-section
Related
beforehand?
to abortion. Abortions don't go to 9 months. I mean, you have a full-term baby at a 9th month. We
Right.
don't have
Yeah.
abortions in the
Does he
9th
not know
month.
that?
I don't know if that's what he was relating to or not, because I don't want to join the crew of people that try to make sense out of this
Yeah,
nonsense.
yeah, because it would take a lot of energy to
We're
try to
all
make
on
sense
that
of
But I'm
that.
going to hang up now because I want to hear what you guys have to say since I can't hear you.
Oh, thank you,
Okay,
thank you for the
thank
call.
I don't get it. I have to admit now I'm going to Google this story because I don't want to give him too much credit, but
And she was
I
talking
feel like
about
there
Trump,
must be
right?
something.
Yeah, Trump.
There must be a method to the what does he mean?
I don't
Like,
understand
do
the
they give
concept.
birth before 9 months?
How can you stop a
Or do
woman
you-
from giving birth
how
at
do you
9 months if that's the
stop it?
expected term of a pregnancy?
Yeah, I like to see if there was
I like-
something other, some more details maybe she left out.
I don't know if I don't. It could be true. Trump is crazy enough to say crazy statements that doesn't make sense, and now we're sitting up here trying to
And now
figure
we're
it
trying to
out.
figure it out. Of
and
course, you got to
sidetracked from the actual problem that he is just crazy. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't get that.
I
We're
don't
going to
get
have
it.
to figure that one out, and
We'll
we
never
figure
figure
it
that
We'll
out.
let you know what he meant by that.
We don't. We'll never
have to
figure
get
that
into
out.
that head of his.
Have you
maybe.
guys read his health report? I haven't read it.
No,
but
I
just-
haven't.
No.
I can't say that I actually go around and read stuff that he do. I just don't take him serious.
No.
So
I don't know.
I
Does
just
anybody?
don't. No, I don't think anybody takes him serious, really. And especially if he's saying stuff like you shouldn't have a baby at 9 months. Like, how do you stop?
I think
That's
Trump.
what I mean. We're going to have to figure that part out because I don't get what he's saying because even I know he means something in his head that's not being translated or conveyed. He doesn't know how to communicate with people with
Yeah, no,
us, so we don't
no,
really
we don't
understand it. We
understand
need a
it.
translator.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
don't think
big
he's
Trump.
the brightest bulb in the bunch.
No,
and
no.
I think, and honestly, I really think that he's just gotten lucky.
Yep.
Just got good breaks and just gotten lucky. And
like
just
she
being a
said,
bully.
where is the country headed if we're accepting, aside from our presidency, aside from the government shutdown, aside from, Congress and everybody being at it, then we got the sexual harassment. It's like things on top of things on top of things. Where are we headed if we're accepting all of those things? Because right now it's kind of like, well, okay, we'll punish a few, we'll accept this, but where are we headed if that's the state that we're in?
It's a sad state. It really is.
It
It's
is.
scary.
Yeah, it is
know?
scary.
And I thought it was a great thing, which it still is, that all of this sexual harassment and let's just call it assaults
Yeah.
are being exposed in Hollywood. But now it's getting to the point where we're talking about, well, did he really do anything?
And that's
was
my
that, Was
problem.
that so bad? So now
Yeah.
it's almost like now we're becoming immune to it. Like, well,
Yeah. And like you said, we're victim blaming now because a lot of people I hear a lot of people, women and men, say, well, she waited so long, so maybe she didn't mind. Well,
or she was just trying to further her career. Now, women, I still say
Yeah.
we have to take responsibility for our actions. Don't go to anybody's hotel room.
yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
Like, just don't do it.
Yeah, just don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't
Yeah.
go to anybody's hotel room.
Yeah.
If there's a business meeting, meet that person in the hotel lobby.
Yep.
Most of these hotels, nice hotels, have restaurants.
Yep. Conference centers.
Sit there.
Yeah.
Sit outside.
But to
near the
blame a
waterfall.
woman and question and ask her why did she wait so long, especially if it started, like think about the the children who start in the Olympics. They're young, 6, 5. If someone starts to physically or sexually assault them at that young age, and then they finally break their silence at 20, that's not really that bad because she's a child. You're preying upon a child's mentality. So she has to become an adult, break the cycle, talk to people who don't think is okay, and then break her silence. So that's like a step by step process.
Yeah, and start as she gets
As
older,
she get older,
matures,
exactly.
Start, understand what happened,
Right,
and
right.
and a lot of them act out, have issues when they're teens.
But you got to think everybody
Yes, and
around
we don't know
her,
why they're acting out sometimes.
but everyone around her was being sexually harassed or assaulted. So no one is outside of that. You know what I mean? Like everyone is getting sexually assaulted. So how do we break the silence or talk to someone who's thinking different than us if we're all being sexually assaulted? And it's one man that's telling us, it's okay. I'm not hurting you.
Right. How do we stop normalizing
Yeah.
sexual assault? But how do we not exaggerate situations that do not represent sexual assault?
Well,
Date rape is awful. Date rape is awful.
Yeah.
But, I guess when I hear a story about somebody going out on a date with a guy and then she goes back to his hotel room.
Yes.
It's pretty late, and then they start to
Fool
have
around.
sex, or they actually get to that point, or that they do, and then the woman is saying, well, I didn't really want to do that. I can understand that being a gray area, and somebody saying, but should this man go to jail because he couldn't read your mind? Your body language told
Yeah.
him you wanted this,
And you
so now
physically
should he
did
be
the act.
Should he be on trial because
But see, that's
you
a
didn't
fine
want
line,
to?
Michelle. I think that needs to be. I think that's the type of thing that needs to be defined in the law. Like that, everything needs to be separated because you can't compare that to children being sexually assaulted or.
Oh, no.
So
Children have no,
like the Olympic situation. So I'm saying like we need to clearly define some rules, some guidelines to put everything in its category because a young man shouldn't go to jail, especially if they're the same age range and he's getting mixed signals. He doesn't know how to read your mind, and and you're going along with the act. So that's a yes, and you haven't said no definitively. So I don't think that he should be punished for that, but I do think that it needs to be clearly defined. Yeah.
And also with when with the Olympics, whenever you're introducing your child to this environment that we refer to as Hollywood,
Yeah.
you can't leave your child alone. These
Oh,
are
no.
strangers.
It's no
You can't
way.
be so starstruck. You
Yeah.
don't leave your child with
I would never leave my
anybody.
child.
Whoever you have in your mind that's your favorite person in the world that you admire, I'm saying do not leave your child alone with
Yeah.
that person. You don't know that person.
You don't know that person.
We don't know celebrities.
But
We
people
think we
do that. People have surface meetings with people and say, "Well, I left my child in their care because they're for an interview or internship or a model call or just whatever you want to call it." And next thing you know, your child is coming out, acting a different way. Maybe you don't understand
Yes,
why.
yes.
The child has been told keep it a secret, and because the child knows that this is mommy's favorite actor and he doesn't usually do these things, now the child is quiet. You take that child back to the second meeting, and here the child's now in a cycle of getting abused, and you
Right.
think she likes my child because my child is a good actor. No, your child knows how to keep a secret because you told your child he was a good person.
That's
They're
sad.
conflicted.
Yeah,
That's
there are
really
a lot
sad.
of predators out here.
Yeah, there's a
that
lot of
prey
predators.
on not just women, but children.
Children, boys especially
And-
too.
Yeah,
Yeah, young boys,
absolutely.
they're getting preyed on.
And
but,
it's,
Yeah, then we're seeing
can
just like the
imagine.
manifestation of their struggle.
Yeah.
Later on in life. That's why sometimes child stars struggle so much
Yeah.
later in life, and we just don't see it. We see, oh, well, he or she should just be happy that they're rich, but they're dealing with a lot more.
Yeah.
depression and
Than just being rich.
suicide.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So you share with us your ideas or thoughts on, the victim blaming or, children having to go with those things. Give us a call, 313-868-4336, 313-868-0351, and 313-868-0342. Call in, share your thoughts with us, let us know what you
Yeah.
think.
You guys mentioned too earlier in the text, I think, about sympathy for the
Yes.
For the
Yeah.
predator,
Yeah.
the perpetrator of the crime. Do you have sympathy for that person,
Yeah.
or do we say lock this person up and throw away the key? What do we do?
Well-
I guess if you're a defense attorney,
Yeah.
we need Mr. Woodward's here.
Yeah, to tell us that perspective.
Because he could very well be representing somebody like that.
Yeah.
And how do you do it knowing that this person is guilty.
I don't know.
There's no, are you guilty or not?
Well, in the
But hey, you
case with
deserve the benefit of the doubt.
the case that we were speaking of with Nasser, the judge told him, he said he started to complain because he had to sit through and listen through 50 women, testify. He said he was tired and it was messing with his psyche and all these different things. And the judge basically went off on him and told him, how dare you, sit here and want sympathy and act like it's a problem to listen to what you caused these women to go through, basically. Essentially, now you act like you don't want to hear about it because it's probably eating at you, and so of course you don't want to hear about what you put these women through. But he has like 50 more witness testimony to hear, so
They go through each one.
each person, each woman wants to get it off her chest and make sure that everyone hears her story, and so that's kind of a relief for her. She's been holding it in for so long. They want closure, so of course they all want their chance, and so I don't think I don't have any sympathy for that victim in particular. Like, no.
And this is why I'm honest with myself. As a psychologist, I always tell people, when they're referring someone to me, I don't treat sex offenders, because I do think that there are some excellent therapists out there that believe that, and I say pedophiles specifically, because I know that that's not my area. I can't. I don't believe you're going to change.
Right.
I believe that pedophilia is a sexual preference,
Right.
and no matter how much I work with you, I don't believe that I can reduce those impulses.
Right.
But I do think there are some therapists out here, they do it. I'll do the evaluation and refer you along or something, but I don't treat.
It's too heavy. Yeah.
Well, let's take
And
one
we
of
have
these calls.
calls.
Yes, we have a
This
call.
one was.
Yeah, that one was first.
Away.
Yeah.
You're on air with the Angels.
Good evening. Good afternoon, ladies. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good. This is a very interesting topic. Now, first of all, I'd like to address the Nassar situation.
Mm-hmm.
I find it absolutely outrageous that guy was allowed to get away with that for, was it 20 years?
20
10
years.
whatever.
Yeah.
That's absolutely ridiculous. And then I later discovered that some of the parents, the women, were in the room when he did this.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is, this lies with the adults. Some of these people are so adamant about their children becoming successful, i.e. them being successful, that they let their kids go through all kinds of abuse, I would call it, so that they can say, well, my child is this and my child is that. The same with that little gentleman that had that sweatshirt on for H&M, the coolest monkey in the jungle. Now, why would any black woman, mother, allow her son to advertise something like that? That is absolutely outrageous, but I guess everyone has a price. So I don't blame the young ladies.
Yeah.
I blame the adults.
Yes.
One of the men that was a so-called friend of Nassar, his daughter told him and his wife that this man was abusing him. He didn't believe the daughter. So later on, when he found out that she was right in what he had done to other young ladies, he committed suicide.
And got
The
away from
father
the
did.
problem. That's
Because this man was supposed to be so prestiged, and all this. You're going to believe a man over your daughter? So it's the adults. I blame the adults in all these instances. You be in tune with your children. You teach your children. No one is supposed to touch you down there unless they're a doggone gynecologist. What in the heck was he doing touching those girls? And he's a Olympian doctor. That has nothing to do with their back, legs, arms. That is absolutely absurd. So again, I blame the parents, and some people don't need to be parents. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I agree
Yes,
with her.
I agree.
I agree. I blame the parents in most of these offenses.
Responsibility.
Yep.
Do
Yeah.
not leave your child with
Yeah,
anybody.
Michelle just said it again. Like,
Don't
do not
it.
leave your child.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We have another call. Let's see what they have to say. You're on the air with the Angels.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, I agree with the last caller as well. I think the parents do share some blame in that with the Olympic athletes.
Oh, of course. Of course there's here some blame. What was your name?
This is Michael.
Hi, Michael.
Michael.
So do you think that we should, or they should, punish the parents in some way? Like, what type of punishment will we have to give them?
Punishment for who?
The parents. They're the blame. Some of them. Most of them.
Oh, they're already being punished by what their child has gone through. They have to carry that for the rest of their life.
That's true. That's true. They do have to live with that
Thanks
burden.
for taking my call.
Thank you,
Thank
Michael.
you. Thank you. Yeah, it's a lot to know that your child suffered not only
Yeah.
at the hand of the predator, but you may have played a role in
Right,
it.
like what did I do?
What did I do?
What did I miss?
Yeah.
Was something, you know?
Or for like the parents who sat in the room with it, like how could you be so, like, would that eat at your conscience? You know, how long would it eat at your conscience if you sat in the room knowing that was gonna happen? Like,
Now Michigan State is being scrutinized, and
oh
the board of
yes,
directors is calling for an investigation.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's
Yeah.
it's interesting.
Another-
yeah. We have another caller.
Hello, you're on air with the Angels. Hello.
Hello. I think we may have lost
Hi,
that caller.
caller, are you there? All right, call us
Yes.
back.
Call
If
us
you
back.
can't- we love to hear what you have to say. Looks like they're there. Maybe they put us on hold.
Oh yeah, we do get put on hold too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I don't know.
yeah, I don't.
It's difficult because sometimes you don't realize. I think as parents, sometimes parents you don't realize that you should not. That there is something wrong with leaving your
Yeah.
child with a certain person.
I think the status of a person makes you feel more comfortable too. Like if you like, even let's say the gynecologist, just because that is a job that someone does get to touch your child. Even still, I would not leave my daughter in a room with a gynecologist alone if she's under a certain age without having explained to her this is not what he's supposed to touch. This is, or he or she, because doctors, they can, men and women molest both sexes.
And
So
we've heard stories
and we've
in
heard
the
stories
news
in the
over
news.
years,
So you can't.
gynecologists,
Yeah,
you know,
gynecologists. That's what I'm saying. So you have to be
accused of-
careful. Period, because you teach your children to trust, certain people, doctors, lawyers, police, firefighters, and what if they're the people hurting your children? So you have to teach your children that no one is supposed to touch you, no matter what the title is, and you're supposed to make them feel comfortable to come to you and tell you.
That's the key.
And because
no
if you're,
matter what,
yeah,
no matter if they say,
no matter what they
don't
say,
tell it,
yeah,
trust me,
children have a
it's
lot of
secret.
fear built up, and when an adult tells them don't tell, normally a child, especially under, I say 9 even, won't tell. And so you have to break that cycle of children being afraid to come to you, because it hinders and it hurts them, because then they keep the secret until they're 20, and now they have 11 years of, or however many years it is, of just, how do they cope with that too? Like, how did a child, I
And
can't
sometimes
imagine.
they just act out.
They act out, but even the acting out, like I can't imagine being a child who's been sexually assaulted for several years and still have to go out and face the world. And then when I finally break my silence, I'm getting attacked because I took too long to say something.
Right.
Like, how do I, what do I do
Yeah, I was a child.
as a child?
Yeah. And when you're in a certain position, you're that the sexual abuse started out as a child, but you've been in the spotlight all this time. You're expected to put on the brave face, the celebrity face.
Right.
So what do you do to cope? You start
Exactly.
abusing substances.
Yep, you
you
substance
need
abuse.
something to help you even
Yeah.
fake it till you make it, and sometimes you never make it. And what do we
Yeah.
get? Suicide.
Suicide.
Or suicide attempts. And
Yep.
Yeah.
so this is a
going
lot
off
of what we're
different tracks.
seeing. These things aren't just happening because people are screwed up
Yeah.
and for no reason.
Yeah.
It's not the substance abuse doesn't always come first. It's the illness, the other issues that come 1st, and then the substance abuse.
And I think it takes a even stronger person to speak up and tell their story, because if you don't have the courage to speak up, then you do hide off in a corner, and that's when you abuse drugs more. You end up killing yourself. You feel like you have no one to talk to, and then the people who feel like they do have someone to talk to can become a spokesperson. But then I don't want to be that person that comes out and then now I'm victim blamed. It makes the next person not speak up.
Right.
Because I used to always, you hear celebrities, they're committing suicide, and it's
Yep.
like, they should have everything. Why are they so unhappy and depressed? And it's like, you really never really know what's going on behind the scenes in their life, what has happened,
Yep. Yep. Behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I know, but
You only think you know.
You only think you know.
You
Yeah.
think, because you see this person smiling and
Yeah.
you see the glitz and the glam, and
Yeah.
it's like
And
there's more
TV is a
going on.
camouflage, and you don't know anyone because you watch them on TV or listen to them, and it's hard. They don't have anyone that they can genuinely talk to that care, and so they turn to pills, which end up killing themselves.
Or the people they
or
try
the
to
pillow.
talk to or tell them
Yeah.
to just suck it up.
Yeah,
Just-
yeah.
You'll get through it.
Yeah.
Count your money.
yeah, and with these kids, sadly, I'm sure they want to be so bad, these
Yeah.
Olympic athletes. So
Yeah.
I'm sure that the predators probably telling them,
Oh,
if
you
you
could
say
be the
anything,
next.
you won't be able to,
Yeah.
all your dreams of doing this and that probably won't come true. So
Or they probably do it the
they'll
other
help
way
them.
too, Tamara. They probably say, "You'll be the next,"
That's true.
Gabby,
That's true.
or
The
what was her?
reverse
Yeah,
psychology,
they
yeah.
reverse
Yeah.
psychology. They tell them, "Well, you could be the next if you do this, because I can get you to that next level. I can catapult you here if you stay after, if you do this." And then they tell the parent, your child needs extra hours, so they need to stay because they can be the next so and so. And then next thing you know, you left your child in their care for another 3 hours, and there you go.
There's the
Penn
damage.
State case, that was
Oh, yeah.
huge. That
Yeah.
was
That
Yeah.
was huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah.
The boys.
The boys.
and-
Yeah.
What's his name?
I forget his name.
I forget his name, but they gave him life.
He deserved it.
Rightfully
Did he get
so.
life? Okay.
He got
I
life, yeah.
remember.
And I think a lot of the boys he was abusing were black, right?
African American.
That's what
They
I
were.
heard, yeah.
They were African American.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
Yeah, that's really sad. So I think it just takes all of us taking responsibility.
yeah.
If you see something, say something. If it's not
Yeah.
right, sometimes it can be in your own backyard. And unfortunately, we don't like to talk about it, but church is another place. Sometimes you
Yeah.
think,
Yeah.
oh, this
yeah.
person can be trusted, and
Yeah.
Deacon
maybe
John.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pastor Larry.
Yeah,
Don't.
so
And the parents, like we mentioned earlier, the parents definitely have to be in tune with their child and pay attention.
And I think
Yeah.
parents, like we were saying earlier too, like stop being so starstruck that you're, putting your children in situations that are detrimental to their life.
like the caller earlier said, everyone has a
everyone has a role.
price,
Yeah,
sadly.
and it's true. Everyone can
but
be
not
bought.
not to your child.
Well, you would think not to your child,
don't
but
compromise your
clearly,
child.
I was there are people that are pimping their kids out.
Yeah.
I was shocked to
Yeah.
hear that. I mean, I'm not naive in the sense where I know abuse doesn't happen,
Yeah.
but I can imagine a person,
yeah,
selling their child
They
to
do.
an adult for
fame.
it's
For the
unreal.
next cover of Vogue, children, this is the cost.
Yeah.
Wow. It's unreal.
It's sad, but we need to come together as a community more so than anything. We need to come together as a community and as a people and stop normalizing these situations. That's what we
Yeah.
need to do. We need to stop acting like it's okay, and because we talk about it or because he goes to jail, it's over. No, we
Right.
need to
It's not
stop. It's not
over.
over. You need to be vigilant
Yeah.
and diligent
Yeah.
at all times, because every time you turn around, it's another child being born. Like Trump said, at 9 months. Just stop.
Yeah, protect
Your child. It's 3 months.
Don't,
I
you're
don't
just
know.
reinforcing the abuse cycle. Like,
Yeah.
don't do it.
Yeah, but we need to be vigilant.
And I don't know if there are any kids listening, but if there are any youngsters listening and have
Yeah.
been through something and they're afraid to speak out, just go to someone.
Yeah,
and
tell someone you
them,
trust.
Talk to them, definitely.
Yeah,
Someone
always
you can
speak up.
trust.
Always speak up. Always speak out,
Yeah.
and never let anyone tell you to keep a secret that you know it's not a secret. Yeah.
Yeah, call somebody anonymously. You
Yeah.
know, call. There's so many hotlines out here.
Yeah, it's a
but,
ton of hotlines, but
Support.
Yeah, if
Yeah,
you don't feel like you're
support.
protected at home, sometimes
Yeah,
you
it's
do have to
someone.
step outside and.
even at school, you may have to tell someone at school. Even if you tell a friend and that friend tells someone for you, because sometimes children feel more comfortable talking to their friends, their peers, and then that way they can tell someone. And it just as long as it get out, don't ever feel like you don't have anyone to talk to.
That's sad
Yeah.
for a child not to have support at home, and it's common.
Yeah, it's
sadly.
common these days.
It's very common.
It's very common these days, but
I'm glad my mother was strict and
yeah, yeah.
Southern woman.
But you were able to talk to her,
Just
strict
give
as
it
he
a
was.
time.
See,
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like, you could be a strict parent, but you still have to be able. Your child still has to know. I can tell my mama this.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So
If your child tells you something is wrong, do not discount it.
Yeah,
I
don't.
mean,
And
Yeah.
I don't understand that when people say. Well, I hear people say that they tell people say
Yeah.
their kids say something and the parent didn't believe them.
yeah, yeah.
Why would you? That's insane. That's foreign to me.
But what's even crazier is they don't believe him, but they don't take any type of scrutiny to it. They don't even investigate it on
Or
no
try to
level or
figure
try
out
to
what
figure
it is,
out what's
yeah.
going on. Like,
Yeah.
for me to tell you something, it already took a lot of courage for me to come to you and
I've
tell
been
you.
watching too many movies. And
Right,
Something that's
right.
Listen to me.
And you've discounted
Listen.
me totally. You haven't investigated. You haven't questioned. You haven't nothing. And here you're like, okay, just be quiet now.
yeah.
And now you've
That's not
told
supportive.
that's not
Probably is
supportive.
shut down.
And
Yeah.
these women dating these men, and these men are touching their children, and the
Oh, yeah.
children, the women don't believe the kids.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, what did you do? You walking around here with your little fast self. It's like,
I'm 7.
no.
How am I?
Exactly. I heard the
You know,
stories.
it's crazy. Yeah, but
Yeah, so we could go on about this clearly.
yeah,
We're
because it's a
very
hot
passionate
topic.
about
It's
it.
very
It's a hot
passionate.
topic,
Yeah.
and nobody's immune. This
Yeah.
affects all of us, and especially when you're talking about kids. Even if you don't have
Yeah.
kids,
Yeah.
this still affects you. And
Yeah, I don't think not having kids make this any less like you can. Everyone can sympathize because we all have been a child, whether you have a child or not. You've been a child, and you know what it would feel like if you couldn't tell your mom or couldn't go to your mom, and be like something was bothering you or
Right.
something serious occurred, and your mother would told you, "Well, Michelle, just suck it up, be quiet. I don't believe you." Or Tamara or Katrina, that would cause us to shut down, and the next thing you know, we would never tell them anything again.
We
Right.
start acting out and
we
drop
start-
out of school
yep,
and
yep.
run away from home,
Yep.
become a prostitute,
And start using drugs, and
It
then next thing you
happens.
know,
That's-
It's
yeah,
a vicious,
It's a
vicious cycle.
cycle.
yeah, it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that brings us to the
End of the show. So fast. Jeez.
we could sit here for another
Another
2
2
hours.
hours.
Would you
We've
listen
done
to
that.
us for another 2 hours?
Right.
Let us know.
We would the number of topics that we would get to would be unbelievable though.
Yes.
So it would be
Yes,
interesting.
so thank you to all of our callers
Yeah.
for calling and weighing in. We got some, really good points today.
Yeah, a lot of
Everybody's
valid,
passionate about
passionate.
this,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
And thank you for that.
So yes, and so I guess we get to enjoy the rest of the day.
The nice day.
Lunchtime.
What we got going on for the weekend?
It's almost feel like
It's almost
over now.
yeah. I feel like it's almost.
Yeah.
But with yesterday's event, we had so much fun there. The auto show stuff. I don't know.
Well, my nephew's birthday is tomorrow. Happy birthday, Ian. He's
Oh,
the
happy
21st,
birthday,
so
Ian. There you go.
We're going to the game. So
Oh,
for
Pistons?
celebration. Yeah, the Pistons.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting.
All right, and that's a wrap. So
All right. Enjoy the weekend.
we'll see you again soon.